So this is a Bessacarr Cameo 495 SL. I'm going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. The jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake I'll take you through in person here on site. Water pump connection on the side of the van, pushed into place just here. And then you've got your water pump that drops down inside the ack roll itself. Just behind the ack roll you'll actually see you've got your leg winder for each side of the van. There's one on either side at the front, and you'll be able to stabilise the caravan with these. However, you'd never lift the caravan with the wind down legs. Under this cover here, you've got your flue for your heating and hot water systems. So you'll remove that cover anytime you are running the gas systems on board the van. You've then got your mains lead coming into the side of the van, and your battery with your motor power switch down in the back corner. And I'll demonstrate that while you're here on site also. On this side of the van as well, you've got your fridge vents for the heating and hot water system. So these vents here, covers, actually pop out, pull the tabs, it'll allow them covers to come out. You take both top and bottom out before you ignite any of the systems on the fridge or use the fridge at all. The wheel nuts will be torqued before the caravan leaves site to the correct torque setting, so you can see they've been done correctly. You've got your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid here. So you put the water in and then a cap full of the pink fluid. And then you've got your toilet tank itself, which you remove. The neck here is the waste, so you can tip the waste away that's inside the cassette. On the back of the set, you've got a yellow pressure relief button, so it allows the air out of the cassette while you're tipping it away. And before you use the cassette, you'd put 1 litre of water in here and a cap full of the blue fluid. Sorry. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your wind down legs, again to stabilise the caravan. Like I said, you'd never lift the caravan with these legs, it is just literally for stabilising the van. On the back left hand side of the van, you've actually got a storage locker which you can access the bathroom storage. And on the front left hand side of the van, again you've got another storage locker with a barbecue gas point and your other wind down leg. We'll go inside the van now. So on the inside of the caravan, above the door as you come in, you've got your main power switch for the van. You've got your water pump runs, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your battery voltage for the onboard electrical systems, and you've got your water level for the onboard tank also. So to fill the water systems, you're going to need to make sure the drain down valves in the back corner, so you'll see there's a blue and a red valve just down there. You'll need to have a look at the diagram on the back wall. So when the valves are to the left hand side, the water system will be able to be filled, and when they're to the right hand side, it'll actually drain the water system down. You'll also need to make sure that the yellow valve underneath the seat, wrong place, down in the corner, just there on the floor, is parallel with the floor prior to use. So once you've got them valves in position, you'll be able to fill the water system on board the caravan. So to fill it, you'd open all the taps up on the hot side of the water heating. As you can see here, all the taps are open on the hot side. You'd turn the pump on above the door. And at that point, you'll notice you have water coming out the taps on board the van. Once the water system is full, obviously that water will run continuously, as it is now. And if the water system was still bleeding itself, it would actually be spitting and splattering the hot water out the taps rather than running continuously. As you can see, that is running as you'd expect. You'd open all the taps up, so that'd be the sink and the shower also, prior to turning on that water pump. Once the water system's full, you can actually start thinking about warming the water system on board the van as well. So, when I can remember where the controls are. So to warm the water system up on electric, you'll come in the cupboard on the left hand side as you come into the van, and you've got 4 switches. Top left hand side here, you've got the switch that allows you to change between the caravan battery and the car battery when you're towing down the road. If it's in the central position, the 12 volt power will be turned off. So when you're in the caravan on site, you'll need to have this switch pushed down, and if you're towing down the road, you'll need to push this switch upwards, so it allows it to run from the 12 volt car system. You've got your mains power for your space heater just here. You've got your battery charger on, which I advise you leave on at all times, because if that's on while you're travelling down the road, it'll allow the battery to charge. And then you've got your water heater on electric, so you flick the switch on here to allow the water system to warm up on electric. You can also warm the water system up on gas. To do this, you've got a control just here on the wall, and you very simply spin the dial round to the gas or the flame symbol just here, and when it ignites you'll have a green light just here, and if it failed to ignite, which it will do in a moment because I've got no gas on board, you'll have a red light appear just behind here. Essentially the green light is your pilot light for the water system. To control the water temperature on gas, you've got this dial here between 30 and 70 degrees of water temperature, depending on what you want the water temperature to be on board the van. I would advise when you're showering that you use the gas as a boost for the water system itself. To turn the gas back off, you'd spin the dial around to the off position here, and that would isolate the gas supply. On the right hand side you have your switch for the electric heating on board the van. So for now we're going to select 500 watts, and it's going to allow the heating system to start warming up. Now depending on what caravan site you're on, you'll either have 500, 1000 or 2000 watts of power available. The way you'd find out this is by asking the site office when you arrive with your caravan. If for any reason that there isn't even 500 watts of power available, so you're off grid for instance, you can use gas to heat the heating system. I'll explain that in a moment. So here on site we can run 500 watts as I said. On the dial here you've got the temperature control between 1 and 9, and what that relates to is the amount of elements in the heater it's going to warm up. So as you can see at the moment we've got it on 5, and the heater's starting to warm up just down by my legs. Obviously the higher power supply you have coming into the caravan, the quicker it will warm up and the more efficient it will be. If you wanted to run the heater on gas, you've got a dial here on the left hand side of the heater itself, which will spin round to between 10 and 9. You'll hold down the gas valve with the gas turned on, and in that window just there you'll actually have a pilot light for the gas system. Once it's ignited you'll have a flame at around a 45-degree angle from the floor through the little glass window, and you'd hold down the gas valve for 5 to 10 seconds once it's ignited, then slowly release the gas valve. Once it has ignited you can control the heat on gas on the dial on top, and you'd spin it round to 0 to turn the gas back off. On the right hand side here you have your options for the blown air heating. So you've got your fan speed on top. The dots here in the centre indicates the heat is going to come out the front of the heater. And if you wanted to run blown air continuously out the vents around the caravan, you can put it onto the wave symbol just here. And the A on the right hand side is basically an automatic thermostat, so it will cut in and out with the room temperature on the caravan. So like I said, continuous blown air, heat out the front of the heater, and basically thermostated blown air, so it cuts in and out as it needs to. The fridge unit's next. So you've got mains power on and off just here, so you'll turn it on and off on the button on the front, and when I press that button it'll actually press the button on the left hand side. It'll allow the screen to wake up. At the moment we're connected to mains power and the temperature is fully cold. To adjust the fridge temperature, use the button on the right hand side. To change the power source, you'll press the button on the left hand side, so you've got 12 volt mode when you're towing down the road, which essentially turns the fridge into a cool box. And then you've got your option to run gas on the left hand side also. It will self-ignite on gas as long as the gas is turned on, and if it failed to ignite you get a spanner symbol appear on the right hand side of the screen with a 9 code, which just basically means it has failed to ignite on gas. But otherwise, you normally, if you're on site with mains power, you'll just use the 240 power supply to the fridge continuously rather than using the gas. Cooker works the same as your household cooker, no differences at all there. Igniter on the front as you'd expect to see, and then your controls across the front. Toilet system is an electric flush on this particular toilet, so you've got an electric flush on top. Then down at the bottom of the toilet you've got this waste handle here, so when you open up that waste handle it'll allow the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. The actual seat for the toilet does turn, so you can get a bit more comfortable, for instance, as I think that's probably the politest way of putting it. However, when you are removing the toilet cassette from the caravan, you'll need to make sure the toilet cassette is pointing straight across the van, the way it is now, because the toilet will turn across this way and this way also. However, to remove the toilet cassette, like I said, you'll need to have it pointing the direction it is now. If you do have it turned, it'll actually lock the toilet cassette in place and stop you from removing it. So that is the Bessacarr Cameo 495 SL. If you have any further questions on the van, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We thank you for the business, and we hope you enjoy the caravan. Thank you very much. Bye bye.